Yo, like that mama era was like, I just remember where I was at the time. I was in college. It helped me through this. And a lot of our experiences with music and how we digest music is based on the experiences that we're going through at the time.
The One More Time Music Podcast. Genuine conversations with genuine people about music. Hosted by Henry with a 3 and Playback Ben.
Went from Beamer Coops to Pencils. Don't want this to end, so part that one more time. Part that one more time. Part that shit like one more time. They part that one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of the One More Time podcast.
One more time.
I'm your host, Playback Ben, here with my co-host.
Henry with a 3, because numbers are cooler than letters. Why not?
Fair enough. Henry, who do we have on the podcast today, my friend?
Welcoming in on the One More Time podcast today, we have DJ Drama. Let's go.
DJ Drama in the house.
I love your mixtapes, man.
Where he at, though?
That's you've fallen victim to our classic intro roasts. So
okay.
Apologies for that.
No, I respect that. I've gotten that before.
Finally. Sometimes he says lookalikes that
Or
no
way
one's
off.
ever gotten.
No,
in
DJ
their
Drama's
home.
there. Somebody told me I look like an obese. I've lost a little weight since then, but they said I look like obese Swiss Beats.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So I got that
that's a good
before. DJ Khaled, of course.
Sure.
That
was
French
one.
Montana.
That
Just
would've-
anybody who fits the profile with the beard and a hat.
Sure. Yeah.
A beard and a hat.
So thanks,
The bar
man.
was like, yeah. So good job, Henry.
Yeah, but who is this really, Ben?
3.5 gold stars for you. This is legendary recording artist here from the east side of Atlanta. We got Mr. Phay.
What's
Welcome
going on,
to the
fellas?
show.
What's going on?
We appreciate you coming out, man.
Of course, man.
Thank you, Phay.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Of course.
We're going to dive right in. So
Yeah.
you are first generation American, right?
Yes, sir.
So where did your parents immigrate from?
They immigrated from, is it migrated or immigrated? Same?
That's a good question.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
I was looking for
Migration.
Phay to answer that one.
Oh, shit. Look, they immigrated from Palestine.
Or migrated.
Yeah, or migrated. They were Palestinian refugees, and then they were relocated to Jordan. And then from Jordan, my dad came here at 19, went back home after like 32, 33, and then, found a wife, and those are my parents.
So what kinds of things would you say you've learned from, your parents' immigrant story?
I'll kind of wake up in the morning and be like, yo, I'm not fucking rich yet. Like, I have no excuse. My dad came out here and didn't know English, didn't have a lick of English, had no education and shit like that. 19 years old, sleeping on hummus bags.
Damn.
And,
Wow.
And he made some shit, what I'm saying, to work for himself. And then, you fast forward 20, 25 years, 30 years, I'm 30 years old now. And it's like, I know the language, I know the culture, I'm American, I was born here. And it's just like, so what the hell is my excuse? You know what I'm saying? So I learned that they have way more resolve than I think, first generation Americans do, including myself. Like, they came in here, all the odds were stacked up against them. And, you know what I'm saying? We're kind of spoon-fed. And, being spoon-fed, that's subjective, because some people are like, oh, if you have a silver spoon, it's like, daddy buys you the big Benz and the Land Rover at 16. We didn't have that, but we're spoon-fed in the sense that we didn't have to worry about where we were going to stay month to month,
Yep. And so you were a pretty smart guy, You ended up becoming valedictorian at your university.
Who told you
Is
that?
that correct?
Yeah.
And
Which, by the way, what is that university?
Georgia State.
Shout out the Panthers.
Shout out Panthers.
I've got like 6 more classes if I ever want to go back to finish.
Yep.
Hey, man. Hey, look, if you're not taking out any loans and breaking your back on debt, go back and finish that shit.
I'm gonna do it one day,
for
bro.
for your parents at least.
Yeah, my dad would
bring that
appreciate it.
expensive
Piece
ass
of
piece of
paper.
paper back home, man.
Expensive ass piece of paper. man.
But so were you always into school?
Nah, I wasn't into school when I became valedictorian.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just not into school.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I got some new sound effects.
He's very proud.
I've always
of them.
been good at school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
high school was like a 3.9, but it wasn't something that I was like passionate about. I wouldn't go home and be like, I have to study for this algebra test. It was just regurgitation. The school system is all about memorization. And I
Yeah.
think I've just been blessed with a slightly above average memory skill, I guess. So
It wasn't challenging.
yeah, it didn't feel like that. So yeah, I graduated valedictorian. It was really cool. I got off the stage. I remember my mom hugging me and being like, I'm still not impressed. And I was like, fuck. I'll slap you. You didn't even graduate. I won't slap my mom, clearly. But it's just like, you didn't even graduate college. But that's another one of those things that they really came here and set us up and, gave us that stepping stone. They might have not went to college, but they gave us that stepping stone to actually go out and go to college. And I randomly got valedictorian.
Random.
It was random.
They just drew your name out of a hat.
It was a 4.21 GPA. All my homies were like, bro, we were doing shows at Apache and shit every weekend. Like, when the fuck did you study? And I was like, the night before, man.
So multiple people called you a class clown. Do you feel like you had class clown tendencies?
Yeah, I was a dickhead.
Because it wasn't just one person. There's a couple people that unanimously
there you go,
voted you a class clown.
Yeah, I was a dickhead growing up.
A dickhead growing up. Do you think you still have class clown tendencies today?
Absolutely, man. I don't know. I just get a kick out of it. And it's more so for me now instead of like my classmates.
Just making yourself laugh.
Yeah. Just being in a situation, I could be trolling someone, they don't have no idea, but it's making me, it's giving me entertainment. So that's like, I'm kind of just naturally just trying to make light of a situation because the world is fucking,
it's a dark
right
place.
now. It's dark as hell right now. So
Kelechi, who goes on to be a collaborator of yours, he was a friend of yours. He even has a bar, I'm pretty sure, in your last song with him about you guys being class clowns. So that's how kind of you guys...
On Will, yeah.
I would say, kind of found each other, right? You were both kind of goofing off and, had that class clown mentality. You guys end up starting a rap group together.
Yeah.
Early on. What was the rap group name?
The Standard.
The Standard.
Yeah.
Can we find any Standard tracks out there today?
I hope not.
Nothing on MySpace.
Did you
God
try and
forbid.
wipe that from the
SoundCloud?
God forbid, maybe on Bandcamp or something like that. But I mean, it was a
MySpace.
It was a necessary process, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna tell people.
How so?
Like, we really challenged each other to get better. Friendly competition. Like,
Sure.
we really challenged each other without envy, without any of that shit. But Kelechi is like the OG in this music shit. Like, he was doing shit at 13, 14 years old before the plug and play audio equipment was out. Like, you actually had to have a desktop and like the actual hardware to record yourself. It's not like today. And I just remember that being super cool. Like, he would chop beats up and samples and stuff. And it was during like Kanye's trilogy, like the Glory Years,
graduation,
late registration,
Dropout, yeah.
And he would just sample stuff, and I'm like, yo, nobody was doing it at that time. So,
you had the Standard rap group. Were you rapping under the name Pharaoh at that time, or did you? Yeah. Tell us what was the concept behind that? Or like, what was the?
I was just a lame ass.
Because you're not Egyptian.
I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those
That'd
things
be
where
racist.
it's just like, yeah, it'd be racist. I mean, I expect nothing less in this situation right now. White people are just accidentally racist.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So
We really don't mean it.
Can't fault us.
Most of us. Some of us mean it, not us.
yeah,
We definitely don't. We can't speak on behalf of our people. but-
yeah. Okay. Cool. You just got to check them sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, man. It was just one of those things where I wanted to be the Arab rapper, and it was just like one of these gimmicky ass like I'm I'm the magic carpet rapper. Look at me, like I
God.
smoke hookah and drink. And it was one of those situations, and I realized like it was like, yo, that's just really really gimmicky. You know what I'm saying? And Pharaoh was just an Egyptian. Like, that's just what you think about when you think about like Hollywood and how Arabs look. You just kind of go to like movies like The Mummy Returns and shit. So it was really just a very bad, it was not tasteful at all. It was just bad taste, being young, immature. And I realized that I had a lot more to offer than just being a gimmicky Arab rapper. I'm an artist who happens to be Arab, if that makes sense.
For sure.
You know
But you
what I'm
got Phay from Pharaoh.
I got Phay from Ferris. That's my government name.
Oh, wow.
Like Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
And my homies used to say, like, you know how they call Jay-Z Jay and Kanye Ye? People would just call me Phay randomly.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that shit has a ring to it. Let's rock with it.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
Yeah.
So was Mama your first full length project under Phay?
Which, by the way,
which
right
dope
here,
fucking
crazy jacket.
Yeah.
Shameless, man. I've had this jacket since 2016. I
that's
lost a
hard.
little bit of weight. Got it from
Still,
the fucking
looks like it
from
fits
under my
perfect.
bed. And I was like, yo, this shit kind of fit now.
Yeah.
Need about 10 more pounds
Yeah.
and it'll be in there right.
So was that the first full length project under the name Phay?
Yeah, that was the first full length under Phay.
Okay.
A lot of people, I just posted something on Instagram that like had kind of like the eras of Phay, like the 6 albums or 6 projects I put out. And a lot of people are like, yo, like Mama was a different era. Like I was like, which one's your favorite era? And I always want people to be like the latest era, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't get to choose that. And people did. Some people did, which is amazing. And but I don't know, like a lot of people are just like, yo, like that Mama era was like, I just remember where I was at the time. I was in college. It helped me through this. And a lot of our experiences with music and how we digest music is based on the experiences that we're going through at the time.
Yeah, and that's what happens with a lot of successful artists. It's like they make these projects and then they go on to make more projects after they found success. And it's like, well, now their life is like touring and like spending money and doing photo shoots, and it's completely different. So when they go to write a song, the material's not the same. So the music is naturally going to be a little different. So we talked about that before. It's an interesting topic.
I saw a tweet the other day that said, I think they were referencing Donda and CLB, Certified Lover Boy. And they were just like, this one girl on Twitter, she was just like, I don't think it's possible for super rich people to make interesting albums.
Interesting.
And I was like, you know what? That's a good take.
Yeah.
So speaking of kind of being in a certain place to write great music, you had taken a pretty long break from music prior to dropping Mama, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about the space you were in that made you want to take a break from music.
I had just graduated. And for people who just graduate, you know what I'm saying? That's when they kind of get thrown into the fire. That's kind of when life really starts. Because when before you graduate, there's always a next step. Like from 5th grade, you go into middle school into 6th grade, right? And then from 8th grade, you go into high school. At 9th grade, 12th grade, you graduate. Then you do 4 years you kind of have a structured life.
Yeah.
Then after you graduate, it's kind of, they throw you out to the wolves,
What
bro.
you doing
and just
now?
like, yo, what the fuck you gonna do? Like, there's no more structure.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I took it upon myself, you know, at the time, my pops needed help at the restaurants and stuff like that. And I was holding it down for him for 2-3 years. And I was doing nothing creatively. And really took a toll on my mental and shit like that. And I was just like, yo, like, I need to do something creative, even if I'm not putting it out.
Yeah.
And then Kelechi came through one day and I was like, yo, I need to record this joint. And it turned into 2 records, 3, 4. And those therapy sessions, you know what I'm saying, or studio sessions, which were therapy sessions, turned into what Mama is today. And I was just like, oh, I got to do this shit. Like, you know, so I saw the feedback. I saw the, you know, people really coming out to shows, not even like social media feedback. Like when you have a show, and even if it's a 300-400 cap and it sells out, and you see the faces and you shake the hands, you're like, oh, people are impacted by this, and I have a responsibility. So
yeah.
There's a theme too of the whole making music as therapy thing. We've had not everyone on the show is an artist, but the artists that we've had on, I feel like we almost always touch on that, how it's so therapeutic to really get your feelings and ideas out into like a tangible, digestible kind of form.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
It's so hard to put it into I don't think a lot of artists get enough credit to put their pain or their feelings into song form, and not just song form, but a digestible song form to where there's a hook and there's a structure to it, and people are like, yo, this is hitting me. That's fucking hard to do, man.
Right.
So shout out to anybody doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to an A&R for Danny Wolf's imprint, Chaos Club. Mm-hmm. His name's Jack Mumford. He was on episode 16. Yeah, 16. He talked about how he manages producers, but he's also head of A&R at Danny Wolf's, label. He talked about the differences between, producers and artists. And the biggest thing was that, like, Henry mentioned, when he makes a beat, he's not necessarily so vulnerable that he's pouring his whole life into that beat for people to listen to. But you kind of hit the nail on the head of, like, you're fucking talking about some real shit as an artist sometimes. And I mean, it gets real intimate and vulnerable in the session. And then, of course, post-release, I mean, your life is out there for people to, either once again relate to, judge, maybe, it's a lot of vulnerability that goes into it.
The words that you choose are a little more specific than which snare I choose. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot of people a lot of producers I know who are married to snares. I mean, Kanye on Stronger, I don't know if you saw that interview, but he literally had to fly He had to fly Timbaland out to the studio
To pick a snare.
To pick a snare. He had to bring his snare pack. It was just like, I can't find the right shit.
Snares are the fucking worst. I just want to say that right now.
Timbaland was going through
Fuck snares.
like his whole dictionary of snares. He flew him out, bro.
That is incredible.
And he was just like, that's the one. Like when he played
That's
a
it.
random ass snare. And I was just like, what?
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Fast forward to Bake Sale. There's somewhat of a connection between Bake Sale and your family business or your parents' family business, right?
Yeah.
From a concept.
Yeah, from a
perspective?
concept perspective and from an entrepreneurship perspective.
Yeah, so
And
tell
from-
people kind of what the connections are.
So
And what's the business?
So Bake Sale is turned into a kind of like I don't even want to say a lifestyle brand, but it's, the merch, the experience. We had a pop-up at Sublime. Just seeing that whole world, I think that situation and that pop-up really just, I think it really showed exactly what I was trying to do with Bake Sale in terms of like using all the senses, taste, smell, hearing, touch, with the merch and stuff like that. And people came in and really bought into the world. Like everybody showed up with their Bake Sale merch and everybody went inside and bought the actual donut, which actually had like a edible topper of me on it. People
Wow.
were eating it.
That's
Yeah, the shit
hard.
was tight, man. This shit,
That's hard.
it was really dope. And shout out to Kamal, you know what I'm saying? The owner. Yeah, shout out to Kamal, the owner of Sublime. But yeah, man, just seeing my dad start his Mediterranean grill from scratch.
Shout out Med Grill, man.
yeah,
I've
man.
had plenty of food from Med Grill.
Gyro and potatoes is a killer combo, man, with the tzatziki sauce. I saw my dad literally
Yep.
take a leap of faith. We lived in Chicago in like a fucking 400 square foot. The house was probably as big as his garage. I'm not gonna lie. 2 bedrooms. It was 8 of us sometimes with my grandparents and 1 bathroom. And when you had to take a shit in the morning, you had to time it, bro. Like everybody's cycle was like already like our bodies already trained to
Like
themselves.
clockwork?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my brother would take a shit at like 6:30. I was at 6:40. My grandma at 6:50. Like it was just our bodies knew already because there was nowhere else to go, man. But my dad took that leap of faith, sold the house, and was just like, yo, like I made, I have good recipes. He was actually a chef, you know what I'm saying? Like culinary. He was big on the culinary arts and stuff like that. And he was like, I could bring this Mediterranean concept to Atlanta because they don't have something like that right now. So I saw him, take that leap of faith. He had 4 kids and a wife and really had no money to his name and took that leap of faith and was like, yo, I'm going to build this concept that I believe in wholeheartedly, brick by brick. And the stakes for him to fail were way bigger than the stakes for me to fail at Bake Sale, right?
Yeah.
But he did it.
There you go.
But you probably treated it like the stakes were equally high, right?
I did.
And I think that's probably what's made you
You
part
have
of it.
to treat every situation, even if you have a backup plan or a safety net, you have to treat it as if it's
the
not
only-
there.
yeah.
Because anytime something doesn't go your way, it's so easy. Well, I got that other shit I
Yeah.
could work on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I'm just gonna quit. So yeah, I did treat Bake Sale like it was like I was actually opening a bakery.
Yeah. And that the
and-
stakes were equally as high as your dad coming in and opening a Mediterranean grill. right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Plan Bs can almost be toxic in a way.
no, he's actually 100% right.
Yeah.
You got a plan B. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking this whole time, well, if Bake Sale doesn't work in this music shit, nobody streams my music, I'll just go make falafel at my dad's restaurant.
Right.
Like, it's just like, come on, dog. Like, like, it's, and as much as my dad, if it was up to my dad, I'd be in that motherfucker right now with the apron in the trenches, whipping up hummus.
So I know this is like picking your favorite child as an artist, but what's one of the favorite records off of Bake Sale? I'd like to play a little snippet. Which song would you like to play?
Man, it was as an artist, and I'm sure you know about this. I don't know if you've been in a lot of studio sessions, but
I have.
A lot of people think that when you're in a studio session and you're making a record, that it's just like this magical situation. It's actually really plain sometimes. Like it did. Honestly, sometimes it feels like work.
Oh, yeah.
The magic happens after the record usually.
Yep.
And when you see people receive it. There's very few times in the studio, at least with me, where you just feel something there. There's a connection. The engineer is synced. Me and the engineer are synced. My engineer is Kalechi, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's just like we don't even speak. It's just going. It's happening, and then it kind of not to sound too artsy, but it creates itself. At the end, you're like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
You know them situations?
100%.
And then there's some times where you're fighting for every, like, the snare or...
Yeah.
It's just that technical shit. Oh,
It's the
take
one-
this
it's the
breath
ones
out.
where
Or
you're
the
like-
flow, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we've had sessions where it's like the artist literally can't get this one word correct, or like
It's a bad sign.
Yeah,
It's
No,
when
but-
it's when you black out and you wake up and the song's done. Those are usually the songs.
Those are the magical
Yeah.
scenarios.
So which song is that for you? Which one are you getting to?
Probably Everyday People.
Everyday People off of Bake Sale by Phay. Your songs have streamed very well. I mean, for an independent artist, you're streaming very, very well. Would you agree?
11 M's.
Yeah. That's no fucking joke.
11
I know you're a
mils.
class clown,
They
but that
call
ain't-
me 8-figure Phay.
8-figure Phay. I love it. So
But in the grand scheme of things, 11 million in the grand scheme of things is like what Drake does in like a fucking
second.
in like
The first hour of
like,
CLB.
yeah, like the 12 hours, like the first 2 hours or 30 minutes of CLB, 12 million. That's my career stats right there. But
Yeah.
that's Drake though. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you're
He's a
putting
machine.
yourself in his company in
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
Like you're competing with Drake. You're not competing with,
But that's essentially that's what you're doing. Like they say that it's like tens of thousands of records are uploaded on Spotify a week.
yeah, okay, yeah.
A week.
Yeah.
Essentially, you are competing against Drake.
Yeah.
What would make somebody listen to me over Drake? It's the fact that they like the song better. Because I'm not as accessible as Drake. You go on Rap Caviar or Hip Hop Controller and shit like that. Drake is gonna dominate those charts. Lil Baby is gonna dominate the charts. You have to actually you are going against them. That is your competition. You're going against a corporate giant, and that's why there's a stat at the end of every year on Spotify. I'm not sure if you guys know.
Yeah,
but for artists,
Your
sure.
year wrapped.
Yeah, your year rap. That's my favorite shit, right? Because it's an evaluation of your business, especially if you're indie.
Yeah.
Just shows you, yo, did we grow this year? Did we stay stagnant, or did we just fucking flop? And I'm proud to say that year to year we've seen gradual growth. But there's this one stat that says X amount of people listen to you more than any other artist in the year.
Love that one.
Incredible.
Or 2021.
Yeah.
And I remember it starting off the first year, 20 people. Second year, 80. Third year, 300. Fourth year, 700. And, we're in the fifth year right now. I'm just like, there's 700 people on this earth who played me more than any fucking artist on the earth.
It's got to feel incredible.
Magical.
I need to find those people because they could fund my whole life forever.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, man, let me just
Literally.
sell shit to you. I'm just going to make music for y'all, man.
No, the law of 1,000 super fans. If you have 1,000 people who are super fans and they buy your merch and they go to your shows and they stream your music, you can make $100,000 a year just off of them. You're already at over 700 now, so you're about there, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think it is about your music that connects with people?
I think it's that bounce, that nostalgia, the fact that I come from, very distinct cultures. I come from, Arab parents, Muslim background, but I also from East Atlanta, born in Chicago. I got homies from Toronto. I think a lot of people resonate with the fact that maybe I'm, racially ambiguous. But aside from all that extra shit and the gimmicky stuff, like of where I'm from and what city I'm from and stuff, I think the music just genuinely has a really feel-good sound.
Yeah.
In terms of the samples, the nostalgia, the bounce, the flow, the melody.
It's really good music.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
For
I
real.
appreciate that,
I'm
bro.
serious, man. I listen to a lot of music.
I really appreciate that, man. And it's kind of my take on what I want to hear. So like, not in an unbiased way or whatever, but sometimes like I have a playlist with, if it's a 40 songs, I have a playlist with 4 or 5 of my records on there, just because that's what I want to hear at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I do that with everything I do. If I put out a merch design, would I wear this jersey? Would I wear this hoodie? Would I wear this hat? Is this quality? Would I buy this if I saw it in the store?
Brutal
These are
honesty.
Those are things you got to ask yourself. Would I listen to this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Would I listen to this when I'm out? Or like, would I listen to this passively, or would I actively go and search for this type of music? And those are the things you got to ask yourself before you create anything. Would I consume it?
Yeah.
So
Major key. Yo, on the One More Time podcast,
major key alert.
When we feel like an artist has dropped a gem like that, we like to hit him with the one more time. Sum that up. Give it for the people that weren't listening the first time. Please just say that one more time.
One more time.
I forgot what I fucking said, but
This happens all the time because he does a whole spiel about what the one more time thing means.
oh, I forgot exactly what I said. Hold on, G. I said, oh, yeah. Okay. Turn that shit off. I said, basically, you got to keep in mind when creating, you got to keep in mind what I consume this product that I'm making. And that's it. That's as simple as it is, man. And you can't lie to yourself,
I knew he'd come
bro.
through. I knew
you know what I'm saying?
Of
Of course, man.
I knew I added the Jeopardy theme music.
That shit was
for a reason.
That shit was nerve-wracking.
Were you
As soon as
sweating
I
a
heard
little
that
bit?
music, I was like,
can see
okay,
you
yeah, I'm
sweating
definitely
now a
not
little
going.
bit.
Yeah, I'm fucking hot.
Yeah. So other than streaming success, because you've definitely, for an independent artist, you've streamed very well. Like I said, what have been some of your other favorite accomplishments?
So some of my the best accomplishments that I've had or most memorable are like the intangible ones.
Yeah? Like what?
When somebody DMs you and says, hey man, I was going through a really rough spot, and you kind of like, and I know it sounds dramatic, but I've had people come up to me like, oh, you saved my life. And I think that's a dramatic take on that because, you know.
How powerful is that, man?
It honestly makes me almost uncomfortable because it's just like, damn, man, I had that fucking responsibility.
Yeah.
You didn't even
now
know.
I got to maintain that shit. Like,
Yeah, better make sure the next one doesn't
what
make
I'm
him
saying?
feel the opposite.
The motherfucker jumps off a cliff
Yeah.
because I drop a flop ass album. I don't want
my
that
God.
The
responsibility.
pressure is real.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
The pressure is real.
I don't want that. But yeah, man. I remember just people. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it is one of those situations that the best situations are the intangible ones. Seeing people at a show and seeing people travel. There's this one time at the pop-up, this group of girls, it was four girls from Minnesota. They drove 14 hours to come to the pop-up.
It's incredible.
And those are the moments that it's better than any fucking write-up. It's better than any type of stream number, any type of Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
We've been on the Spotify playlist. Even those don't amount to like, you know,
Firsthand seeing how it affects someone.
four
right?
girls coming and being like, yo, we drove 14 hours to be here.
Crazy.
And I'm just like, yo, and then you feel like a crazy responsibility to like be super hospitable. Yo, let me buy your donuts. Let me make sure I sign everything that you bought. Pictures.
Sign your donut.
Just yeah, sign your donut. You feel me? Yeah. But yeah, it was
Shit, I
just,
never thought I'd hear.
yeah, let me sign your donut.
Please don't.
You know what I'm saying?
No, thank you.
Just took her donut and put fucking Sharpie on it, and she was just like, "Yo, I'm just gonna,
I guess eat it
You
with
can't
Sharpie
eat it
on it
after
now.
that. You just hold it.
She just holds it. She just frames it, and yeah, it was one of those situations, man. I think those are the best. I mean, we've been on Fader, we've been on the High Snobiety, all these blogs and stuff, and that's cool, right, for a resume builder, but it doesn't really yield as much as people think it does. It's just like, oh, you got on Fader.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't charge you back up, right? Like, I mean, the experience you're talking about, that would probably make you want to jump right in the fucking studio and make the next.
Yeah, I gotta make I want to make another album now.
That
Like,
makes
that's-
people feel, and that makes people
Yeah.
drive cross country or whatever, from Minnesota down here. Like, that's awesome.
Exactly. When they came and they're like, we came from Minnesota, I was like, yo, y'all are fucking tripping.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't have come
expected
to
it. I
see
was just- Yeah, for 14 hours, bro. That's a...
So you mentioned, you're not signed, you don't have a label. I don't think you have a manager even.
Nah.
You don't have.
I come in with the shooters, man.
Yeah, you come in with the squad, and that's about it. So, doing this, I'm sure you have people that, help with this, help with that, because, you maybe don't do every single thing, but you're clearly the quarterback of this operation. What's it like kind of handling things, solo dolo, if you will?
So a lot of people, like, whenever I drop, like, because I'm big on aesthetics too, you know what I'm saying? Like design and things of that nature. But I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Well, it's not a secret. I don't know how to do shit like I don't know how to do the shit, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're winging it.
I know I'm winging it, and I'm like, yo, this is the sketch, and my drawings are terrible. They're like stick figures.
But you know
there's a-
exactly
But
I
I
know
know great
exact-
idea in there.
I know exactly how I want it to look, And I think it's just a taste. It's just the taste factor. So me, I don't know how to engineer physically, right? I know how to stand behind the boards and be like, yo, EQ that and do this. But if somebody told me, yo, you do it, I'd be like, oh shit, this it's gonna sound like shit.
Yeah.
But I know the terminology, I know the jargon, I know the shit. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to use. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fashionista.
Yeah.
I don't even like. I wear the same shit like almost every day, like Adidas track pants and a mama hat and fucking a jacket or Adidas track jacket.
Hey, if
like,
it looks good.
That's what I'm saying.
He wears a different black T-shirt every day, but it's still a black T-shirt.
That's fucking tight though.
Black
man.
T-shirt type of guy.
That's what it is. Like, but
Shout out NASA one time.
absolutely, man. But I don't know how to do any of this shit technically. The only thing I know how to technically do is rap.
Yeah.
Very well.
And I don't even know how to read music. When I'm singing my melodies and shit like that, I just know if it's on key or not. That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes even Kelechi don't know how to read music. I don't know if I'm exposing him. Well, anytime I sing and we do a pitch correction or auto tune, we gotta go through every fucking chord in the book and be like, okay, that's the one.
Okay, it's not G minor.
It's not,
Try D minor.
no, exactly.
maybe B
literally,
minor.
yeah, literally.
I can help you out with that if you want.
That's perfect, man. But I think it works for us because it's just like it's literally based off.
He
of,
likes the struggle.
I honestly love it's honestly part of the process.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a plug and play. Like
And
you know
play.
what I'm saying?
You really learn the notes that way. Like, oh, that note is not okay. I'm not gonna sing.
Oh
that
no,
note.
but I never learned them. I'm like, cool. That was G major.
He forgets it the next
I'm like, yo, that
session.
was G major, and I never think about that session ever again, bro. So that's that.
But so for those of, artists out there that are trying to do things on their own right now, other than, of course, perfecting the music, you got to try and get better at your craft. What are some of the other things that you would recommend that they're doing if you're kind of on your own?
So if you're on your own where you don't have a manager, and this is designed this way because if I have a manager, I want to put them in a position where they can feed their family or at least, live their lifestyle. I'm in a situation where, I pay my bills off of music, but shit, I give 15% to someone else.
You're in trouble.
Feel me? And not to be in that situation where it's just like, oh, I'm a starving artist. Like very few artists get to the point of supporting themselves with their art. You know what I'm saying? And I was reading this thing on Spotify, and it was like, if you have like over 100,000 monthly listeners, like you're in the top 95 percentile of all musicians in the world. So just to think that there's only 5% of musicians that are doing better than me musically in terms of like a financial number aspect is fucking insane, dog.
Yeah,
You're crushing it,
that's such a cool accomplishment. I'm not gonna
Crushing
lie.
it.
It is. But damn, what was the question?
But no, just bringing on a team.
Oh,
you want to be
okay.
at a realistic point where
so-
it makes sense for you and makes sense for the manager.
Exactly. So what I would tell the people is I often believe that this was written, like it was written. It was a godsend, like that my best homie became this awesome engineer, and he's a great artist, and he pushed me and I pushed him, and we, kind of cultivated a friendship, and we're in very similar parts of our careers together. So like there's very few people on this earth who understand like what we're going through. Like if someone hits you up on some bullshit, or if like this dude one time on my Instagram like sent me a picture of his ass cheeks spread wide open, bro, unprovoked. And nobody, yeah, G, it's a true story, bro. It's a true story. Why are you looking at me like that? That's not me. That's not me. That's unprovoked.
He didn't solicit that.
It's on one of my Instagram posts. I posted this picture, and it was just like it was just a request, and I was like, oh shit. So I talked to Kelechi and be like, hey man, this motherfucker tripping, man, because I only feel like
Did you send him my way, Kelechi?
I feel like, yo, has this ever happened to you? And he's like, I had similar situations where people will send unprovoked things or weird things. Or
This is what you get with 100,000 monthly listeners.
I guess so, man. I don't know if I want it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm be honest with you. The listeners are cool because they can't hit you up on Spotify.
True.
It's when the Spotify listeners bleed
Find you on
over to the
Instagram.
to the Instagram, and it's just like, oh fuck, man, they found me. Because if it was up to me,
He doesn't want to be found.
if it was up to me, I would just have the Spotify. My Spotify numbers are the only thing I care about. And even those are numbers. Even those I'm never going to be happy about.
Let's get Phay a social media manager. So he doesn't need to deal with this bullshit.
That motherfucker need, whoever
that
he is
person
needs to
can
be
look at
paid.
these pictures.
He needs to be paid big time. But no, I would say to people who are doing it on their own to find somebody who is very like-minded and to grow with them. A lot of times people try to reach upwards on the ladder. Like, what could this person is well known and well renowned in the industry. I want to work with him. It's honestly better to come up with
sideways.
somebody.
Go sideways. Find people on your level.
Networking laterally.
Exactly.
Huge.
I'm big on
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
laterally.
I'm a fucking, you see, I never heard that. And it was just like,
No,
yo,
it's
find
just,
someone.
we had another guest who he's a manager and he does some A&R work, but he's interned for like, you know, Rebels Group, which does like G-Eazy management, tour management for Drake. He's done internships with the Blueprint Group, which is like Tez, who managed Lil Wayne and whatnot. So like he's got people he can reach up to too, but he's the one that brought it up. Is like he's building with his peers, man. These are the guys that are going to be the next heads of the labels, the next heads of the publishing companies, the next, you know, big time managers, whatever. So it's
and
just
if you
cool.
if you ignore the littler people and they become the guys, they're gonna remember how you treated them back in the day.
Absolutely,
You know what I
man.
mean?
And that's also another thing, man. Treat people with respect no matter where you think they are on the ladder.
Yes.
There's a lot of people, once they find out your position, they start kissing your ass.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people, if you're lower than them, they just kind of brush
dismiss.
you off.
Yeah.
So you really got to treat everyone, you got to invest in everyone. Not as for like not in an opportunistic way, but just in a basic human capacity, man. They're gonna remember how you treated them. Anybody who comes into to Atlanta, to my city, who's an artist, and I know them off Instagram, yo, let me show you around, bro. Just on some basic hospitality shit.
Yeah.
It don't even have to be about music. Just on some people-to-people stuff. And a lot of artists, they don't have an identity outside of their art and their music. Like, I do music 5% of my life.
Wow.
The time if I were to like calculate, like the time I'm in a booth and the time I'm sending emails and dropping music and making merch and stuff, that probably constitutes 5-10% of my life.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of artists, they're consumed with just being an artist and they always want to be treated like an artist in every single fucking situation, bro. When I'm with my homies, bro, don't even bring up. We don't even bring up no music. Yo, they might say, how's the music going? But they see it. It's just, I just want to be a person.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go to Stone Mountain with the homies and get healthy and, you know what I'm saying? And then the art is it's just something I do. It's just, I'm an artist, but I'm not an artist 100% of the time, if that makes sense.
You're a person.
Yeah.
So what can we look forward to? Are you working on a project as an artist? Might you be taking things in a completely different direction? I don't know if there's anything you want to, mention that you're up to currently, or kind of what you're working on.
So I had a loose idea. I'm coming out with a deluxe album just to keep, you know what I'm saying?
For Bake Sale.
For Bake Sale.
Okay, cool.
I'm coming out with visuals too. I just had to lose some weight. Quarantine got me took me back. I was big thickums, man.
Well, those Stone Mountain hikes will definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
help.
So, I really want to get a lot of visuals for Bake Sale, kind of create the world in a visual sense as well. Not just, we did it with the artwork and stuff like that, and the baked goods and the hoodies and stuff. But I really want to put together like a visual short film. But that's what I'm working on. I'm working on a deluxe 3 new records. It's gonna be 13 tracks total, and it's called Baker's Dozen. Which is
awesome.
For those who don't know, a baker's dozen is 13. A lot of people are like, yeah, why the fuck you doing that?
They're like one extra, bro.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to drop. And then I was just like, yo, like if I keep working out, we could turn this bake sale. Cause I did this thing on Instagram where I was just like, yo, y'all don't know what it takes. I gained 50 pounds for this rollout just so I could play the fucking baker. But it was really cause I was just being a lazy fuck. You feel me? But
perspective.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Self-awareness.
It's kind of like, you know how actors gain weight to play a role?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I did this for y'all. But it was just me just being a fat fuck. And I was just like, yo, if I lose this shit, I come out with some like kale sale or like salad bar or something like that. And I just come out with somebody was like salad bars, bro. And I was just like, nah.
I kind of like it. I don't know.
Salad bars is cool. It's a really cool pun, but then there's a fine line between corny and tasteful. And I don't know if
it's straddling the line.
Yeah, I don't know if I have another like super theme like in me like in the next year. So I really want to still play on the Bake Sale world. I feel like it hasn't done everything it's gonna do.
Cool.
And I want to go ahead and create that world visually. I want to give you all these records, and I just want to keep it rocking. New merch, winter's coming. The hoodie sold amazing. I have a collab tee with Chilio coming out. Not sure if you
shout
guys
out
know
Chilio. Hell yeah, no Chilio.
Yeah,
the
bro.
OG.
He was like,
Very
he
well.
was loving that collab because Henry is big Chilio,
Chilio
fan.
fan.
AT Alien, he does the AT Alien shirts.
Yes.
He does a lot of art. Does BMX. Awesome dude. 50 years old. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if people know that, but like he looks super young. He influences the youth. Great guy. And I reached out to him, and he was 100% down, man. And I was just like, yo, let's fucking do it. So we doing like a special run. I'm getting them made right now as we speak. Thinking about delivering them personally on some baker shit.
Ooh.
Put them in a donut box. That's how I've been pulling up on people.
With the merchant.
Bro,
I put the merch in a
This
donut
guy's
box.
this guy's like my best friend when it comes to like just marketing and like thinking through the experience,
Yeah.
man. People overlook that shit, man. They
and
don't get it that
it's
like
so
delivering
fun.
the shirt in a fucking donut box can make it something that they talk about forever.
It's the difference between getting a shirt in the mail that you may or may not wear, and then like opening your door and there's a guy with a donut box with a shirt in it, and you're like, this is a weird situation. I'm always gonna remember this.
Yeah, I pulled up on these guys that I never met before, like personally, but they're like, yo, you're my favorite rapper. Yo, will you pull up here? Because I was doing deliveries and drop-offs and stuff. And I was having fun doing it. It was last winter. And I happened to be on the block, like Indicator, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, yo, I understand, like my neighborhood's a little rough. And I was like, yo, my parents live like 7 minutes down the street, bro. And I pulled up and they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you on the fucking block right now with the donut and da-da-da. And I was just like, yeah, man, like, yeah, this love, man. Like,
You're turning fans into super fans. I think that's one of the reasons you're streaming well, man. It's like people underestimate, oh, you already follow me on Instagram and you like my posts, cool. Now I can ignore you and just try and get new people.
Nah,
Like, no, how do we take these people from like casual Instagram post likers to like, this is my favorite artist, I'm ordering a shirt in a donut box kind
oh,
of thing.
yeah, man. And it goes both ways, man. Like, people who reach out to me and say, oh, I love this, or they buy merch and stuff. I usually know a little bit about their life story.
Yeah.
They married, they not married, they divorced, they have 2 kids, they live here, because we have real conversations. It's not just, hey, I like your music. Appreciate it, man.
See,
and we fucking keep
this
it
guy
going,
fucking
dog.
gets it, man.
gets
Yo, we might have to have you on for like a whole other marketing, like, yeah, because I mean, this is shit that you and I talk about all the time,
the
man.
time.
It's like, yo, do not be afraid, like hand-to-hand combat, so to speak, in the DMs with people. Like, look at their page, say something genuine about what the fuck they're doing. Like,
Give a fuck.
yeah, like literally care.
Give a fuck.
If you
Give
expect,
one fuck.
if you expect them
One.
to care about you, you have to at least assume that you should care about them. It's, once again, Drake can't care about all of his fans.
No.
I get it. When you
And-
get to a certain point, I get it. But there's no fucking excuse when you are an emerging artist.
And Drake said that, which is funny. He said, yo, the best time in my career has passed. The greatest time of being an artist is artist discovery, when people were discovering you.
Yeah.
And that's when he was having the,
'Cause those are the ones that actually gave him a flying
15,000,
fuck.
and he could actually reach out to them and touch them. Drake can't touch anybody now. This motherfucker, I went to his show. It's just like everybody to him is a fucking spectacle.
Yeah.
Is an ant. He's in an arena. He's
Yeah.
selling out State Farm Arena 3 nights in a row.
You can barely see the iPhone
You can't
flash.
see shit, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really important, man. And I don't see it from a marketing standpoint. I see it from a genuine, hey, you took time out of your day to fuck with me and spend your hard-earned money with me. The least I could do is pull up on you and talk to you and have a conversation. And Chilio was on that too, actually. I linked up with him before we did the collab, because Chilio is like, I think he's one of those vibey guys. It's just like, yo, if he can't vibe with you in person, he's not going to work with you.
Yeah.
So we kicked it. It was the day after his birthday, and we were just talking, and he was like, I still believe in hand-to-hand combat, like
Yeah.
you said. And this guy is a 50-year-old man who has already proven himself in the scene. He has nothing left to prove
Established.
artistically, and he's still touching the people.
Yeah, he didn't have to meet you.
Do that.
He didn't have to meet with you.
He doesn't have to meet me, and he doesn't have to deliver. He still hand to hand delivers his shirts.
That's crazy.
And I was like, bro, you're just what it say?
That's crazy.
The best type of marketing is when it doesn't feel like marketing.
No, for sure. I just more mean if people can't get it from just being a fucking human, then at least be like, oh, this is probably good for my career.
At least try.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course,
From a capitalistic
I'd love
standpoint.
people to just understand that it's fucking obvious, but they don't. So then I'm like, okay, at least put yourself in the shoes of like, this probably makes sense from like a me trying to
my
make
career.
this as a career. You know what I
These
mean?
people are paying your bills.
Yeah.
And I understood
So
that.
at least pretend to care. Like,
Pretend. At least
Jesus
pretend.
Christ.
I learned this from my dad. Anytime somebody would come into the restaurant and not complain, but be like, yo, like, can you remake this? Or, you know, they give you a hard time. He's just like, yo, of course the customer's always right. But at the end of the day, they pay the bill. You live in my household and they pay your bills.
Yeah.
So it's a service.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And as artists, we like to think that we're above our audience. We're actually, it's a service job almost.
100%.
It's entertainment is a service job.
Yeah.
You're making people feel good, you entertaining people, and you really need to come, I don't want to say come down to the level, you just got to be at eye level with.
At their level.
At their level, yeah. And I think people get it misconstrued because just even the way stages are set up, they're set up higher than the audience.
Yeah.
But it put you on a pedestal. I don't know. I don't think that way, man. And I know I'm in an amazing position. I know it's divine. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, hard work and stuff plays into it, but like, things don't have to be this good. And I always think like, oh, yo, it needs to be better, but you got to stop yourself and be like, look how much growth you've made. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just kind of just be grateful for where you're at.
Yep. Speaking of where we're at, Henry, I think we're at the final segment of the One More Time podcast. It's everyone's favorite. It's going to be Phay's favorite. I can already tell.
Oh, shit.
This is, what is it, Henry?
This is called the Rapid Fire Rampage. Basically what we're going to do here, Mr. Phay, it's a 3-part rampage. I'm going to fire some short answer questions. Just ask you a question, give me an answer back. Second part is going to be a this or that. I'll give you 2 choices and you pick one. Third part is just be a word association. I'll give you 1 word, you give me 1 word back. And I'll re-explain that as we go because that's a little overwhelming for a lot of people to hear.
He has a great memory, though. Remember,
He does have a great memory, so we'll see.
Yep.
Here we go. One More Time podcast. Phay, Rapid Fire Rampage, initiate.
Rampage!
On the comedy aspect, give us one of your favorite comedians.
Dave Chappelle.
My number 1, by the way.
I was gonna say when I was younger, I really fucked with Adam Sandler, bro.
me too, man.
You just got our 2 favorites.
Yeah.
Yo, Adam Sandler, bro. You talking about Happy Gilmore?
Bro,
Billy
Big
Madison.
Daddy and Happy Gilmore.
Come on, man.
Even I went to Eight Crazy
Nights?
Eight
Yeah.
Crazy Nights, man. Me and my pops. I'm dragged my pops to watch a Hanukkah movie. I'm Muslim and shit, and it's
That's
just like
great.
he's just my man. It's awesome, man. He's. I know on Rotten Tomatoes he gets like they be
Shitty.
Flaming him.
shitting on him, man.
How about Uncut Gems, real quick, though?
Yeah,
Serious role.
but we're talking early comedic Adam Sandler.
So I'm gonna say Adam Sandler, but Dave Chappelle from the stand-up aspect, nobody's better.
I literally did a
100%.
Scuba Steve,
Scuba Steve.
damn you. No one knew what I was talking about, but it was incredible.
You're talking about from
'Cause-
Big Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Give us, in your opinion, the most important aspects of a good live show.
With rap, don't have your track playing, okay?
Just the beat.
Just the beat. Maybe for the hook, you know?
Yeah.
But people are there to see you rap.
Yeah.
Level with, you're not better than your audience. Level with them. Read the crowd. If it's intimate, bring everybody in. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too big for the moment. And just connect eye contact. Eye contact is huge. And not just, I know a lot of people say, yo, when you're public speaking, you kind of look in the triangle and stuff like that. Look into people's fucking soul. Because they could test that. How animals could sense fear. Your audience will know if you're scared up there. And they'll know if you're demanding attention.
And it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
If they think you're uncomfortable.
You're a leader.
Yeah.
You got to be up there and you got to lead.
That's right.
Yep.
Give us one of your favorite hobbies to get away from music.
Oh, it used to be smoking hookah, and I've been like a month sober from hookah. You know what I'm saying? But Stone Mountain.
Hiking.
Hiking is fucking tight.
Love
And
it.
swimming is tight too.
Yeah. Love swimming.
And going to Playa Bowl. You ever had a acai bowl from Playa Bowl?
No.
I've been living a Caucasian lifestyle recently, man.
Acai bowl. Like,
I was
whoa,
like, he looked at us like, y'all are white. You know what I'm talking about.
You guys
right?
know- you
but
feel
like,
me,
no.
right?
But like,
I was like, I have no idea what you're talking
Whole
about.
Foods,
I don't shop there. Nope.
pumpkin spice lattes, no?
some of that quinoa,
Quinoa, yeah, upbeat
Type of shit.
We be going to upbeat and shit. It's quinoa.
You might be whiter than us.
I do not go to Kale Me Crazy, okay?
You don't?
No, I don't.
Fuck, man.
Contrary to popular belief of my skin tone, but
Okay, on the food tip. You can only eat one meal for the rest of your life. What is it?
Oh my God, bro.
We're asking the tough questions on the One More Time podcast.
Fuck. Like one meal.
Or you can take it as you're on death row and they ask
your
you
last-
for your last meal. Yeah.
That's tough because I've been eating a lot of healthy shit recently and it's just not that good. Maybe the shrimp tacos from El Rey del Taco.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've ever had them.
Yes.
Them shits is fucking...
I know shrimp tacos are top for me. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
could
you.
do that.
Okay, you've been given a giraffe. You can't give it away or sell it. What do you do with it?
I'm gonna ride that shit into the city, bro.
sounds like an epic music video.
With the fucking
scene.
with the Glock 40 on me, dog. Straight up.
If you were a plant, what would you be?
I'd be a fiddly fig.
I don't
That was so quick.
Sounds
Fiddly
hilarious.
fig,
He's
man,
thought
I
about
got-
that one before.
I'm gonna Google fiddly fig. after
My
this.
wife got a fiddly fig at the crib, and it's apparently like a super stubborn plant. That shit just be dying, dog, and we be trying to feed it. It's just super specific. It's
God.
what is it? It has
Resilience.
not resilience. It's super needy.
Oh, it's like high maintenance.
High maintenance. It needs like 30% sunlight, like fucking from a 40-degree angle. It's you really
So
got to
that's
read
you?
about them. So
that's you?
That's who I be because that's an elegant plant.
Okay.
But the shit at the crib is dead.
Damn.
R.I.P.
What is
to the fiddly fig.
What is your dream superpower?
Probably teleportation, man, because I hate traveling.
Traffic and too.
I hate traffic and I hate traveling. Like it's just like anybody's like, yo, pull up to this spot, and it's just like, oh man, like I gotta fucking book the ticket, pack the bag,
Yeah.
wait in line, TSA, ride the plane, land. It's just like, yo, if I could teleport,
Boom.
I'm there.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird do you think you are?
I'm up there, man. I'm up there.
Give it a number.
Probably a 9.
9.
Yeah.
Like it.
Nah. What'd you think? 2.
A 2.
Everybody's weird. Everybody
The
got their
peanut
little
gallery.
glitches, man. Everybody got glitches. If
think
you
so.
hang out with them long enough, you
Totally.
could realize, like, yo, we're all kind of not okay.
And weird can be good. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I like seeing the interpretation of it.
We all have kind of these glitches. I
Yeah.
would say he says 2. Knowing myself, maybe a 6 or 7.
Okay. That'll do. First part of the rapid fire rampage.
You're doing great so far,
Fantastic.
Faye.
Nice.
Great
You're
job
on,
so far.
You're on to part 2. You've made it.
Let's get it.
Part 2 is the this or that. I'm just going to give you 2 choices. Pick the one that gravitates to you.
Cool.
biggest. So here we go. Writing or freestyling?
Writing.
Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Entree or dessert?
Entree.
Fish or reptiles?
Fish.
On stage or in the studio?
On stage.
Crushed ice or cubed?
Cubed.
Singles or project?
Project.
Day or night?
Day.
California or New York?
New York.
Chocolate or vanilla?
I love the chocolate.
What a part 2. Crush that one. Last part of the rapid fire rampage. It's the word association. I'm going to give you one word. Fire off the first thing in your mind that comes back at you. Here we go. Piano.
Elton John.
Jeep.
Big body.
Anxiety.
Me.
Sports.
Basketball.
Bitcoin.
The one.
True.
Microphone.
Penis.
Now I'm uncomfortable with the way I...
Talk right into it.
Yeah, we really,
Get
I
real-
really set you up
We're
for
in
that
here
one,
now,
big
yeah.
dog.
You got
Get
me
real
back.
close to it,
You
Henry.
got me back.
You know how like
Okay.
dude, like rappers be like, yo, singing she could sing into the microphone. It's just one of those situations.
Okay.
Now it's Henry into the microphone.
Yeah, great. We all have a mic, guys.
Yeah.
Earth.
Green.
PlayStation.
5.
Label.
Weak.
Danger.
Imagination.
Lil.
Baby.
Politics.
Same team.
Kalechi.
Lesbian.
What a rampage.
What a rampage, folks. what an episode
We managed
of
to
the
get
One More
lesbian
Time podcast.
and penis in there in the end. Fantastic.
That part 3 needs to be
Yo,
censored.
Kalechi, man. God forgive me.
Big time.
I did
bruh.
say you wasn't thinking that though. You fucking lying, bro.
He said, hell
joke.
no.
We joke with Kalechi all the time that he's just a big lesbian, man.
A big lesbian mule.
He's just a big old.
Kalechi, I don't feel that way. But folks, this has been another episode of the One More Time podcast. I've been your host, Playback Ben, here with my co-host,
Henry with a 3.
Henry with a 3. We've had Mr. Phay on here. Go stream Bake Sale. Go stream Mama. Go cop some merch. Show up to the next pop-up. This dude is an incredible artist.
He's working.
With an incredible rollout. And the
Thank
deluxe
y'all.
is coming soon. So everyone stay tuned. And until next week, we are...
Out of here.
We out.
Bye-bye.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Oh. Hop up in that foreign skirt, no. All the homie, this shit tripping, no. Middle finger to the